Poor Yumiko's got so much on her mind. Oh god, I'm here! Didn't expect this. Even though I really should have. I'm the bodyguard, goddammit. Huh? I mean,
Kazami-kun.
Well, what's wrong?
じろじろと人の体を見るのやめてくれないかしら
Whoa! It's my job. He's gonna say something like that. Watch it. Right, my apologies. A certain individual directed me to observe you more carefully, you see? Couldn't go about it any other way.
そのとある人物について詳細を聞かせてもらえないかしら
Sure, I ain't in the realm of lying. Sorry, fuck! But I've been sworn to silence.
ならば誰が絡んでいるのかは一切話さなくていいわその中止する部分や内容について詳しく聞かせていただけないかしら
Probably the Yumiko booty, if I had to guess. Not sure that would be such a good idea either. I have a feeling the answer might irritate you somewhat, but if you're really that interested in hearing someone else's groundless speculation regarding your physical characteristics...
いいわそれで十分理解したから
I see. In that case, I'll continue my observations.
理解したからってあなたがジロジロ見ることにまで許可を与えたつもりはないわよ
I mean, she did tell us to stop. Would you kindly stop staring at me, you know? That's so. My apologies.
まったく協力どころか結局笑い物にしてるだけじゃないの
No, you see, they're trying to help. But remember, you're all the council of idiots, so, like... common sense eludes you. What's with all the heavy sighs today?
なんでもないわよ
Alright, we'll just calm down.
なんでもないわよもう
It's already hard for Yumiko to fucking get off her feelings, like show her feelings, and then it's making it even, everything's going even worse. What on earth is going around here anyway? Oh no, I don't want to be here. Take me out. Get me out. Get me out.
どういうことだこれは
What? I'm a badass. I can stop all attempts.
おっしゃった通りのことを実行しているまでですが
God, he's so mad. We're actually seeing his eyes. Jesus.
とてもそうは思えないのだがね私はユミコの気持ちを変えるために自作自演を行って身の危険を演出することにしたそうあなたには伝えたつもりだ
It appears this plan is backfiring on you, you loser.
認識しております
But for we are Kazami Yuji Occupation Student Mark II. Thus, we're badass.
ところがどうだ実際はあなたの飼い犬が危機を演出するどころかうまい具合に失敗しなければいけないボディーガードを完璧に実行している
Wait, hold on. I was supposed to fail? I mean, of course he wanted me to fail, but that wasn't in my job description.
そんなことではユミコの気持ちは実家にではなくその飼い犬の方に向くのは明白ではないか
Well, you know, she is attached to me now. It's over. Dream's dead.
作戦は徹底しておりますですが私どもは探偵や役者ではありませんのでそんな細かいところまで空気を読んで行動すること等は不可能です
I don't... I hate this guy.
スパイ活動も平然と行うような赤坂絡みの犬がそんなことを言ったところで信憑性のかけらもない
Jesus.
ともかくもはや君たちを信頼することはできんその風見雄二とかいう犬をすぐに作戦の前線から排除し今後は一切関わらないように通達したまえ
I feel like he would, but then he wouldn't. You know what I mean? You see, he'd still like protect her, and I don't know. Maybe it's just a job. You know.
承知いたしました
Fuck, it's over. We do everything we can in our power to be a job. Wait, what was that?
言った通りよ聞こえたでしょ
But I guess she gets attacked every fucking day. The return call from JB I'd been waiting for has finally arrived, but instead of the information I wanted, she's brought me a whole new world of trouble.
聞こえなかったのならもう一度言うわ。風見雄二、機関の榊由美子護衛の任を解き、今後は一切本作戦に関わらぬよう通達する。
Well, I guess all I gotta do my job as a programmed fucking dog robot.
今度こそ聞こえた？
It's pretty messed up. Yeah. I don't have the slightest clue what's going on here. Firstly, they dumped the jub of regarding my classmates on me. No, only one of them, without even providing half the details. Now they cancel it just as abruptly, even ordering me to stay out of the matter entirely. You're not going to tell me the reason.
本作戦においてはその通りよ。
This is all bullshit and I don't like it. JB.
ダメ。今回ばかりはどう甘えても教えられないの。いろいろな事情が重なっててね。ユージにもわかるでしょ？なんだかきな臭い話だってことぐらいは。
Well, of course. What? What? God damn it. Do those circumstances have something to do with the bizarre behavior of the people attacking Sakaki for the last week?
答えられないんだってば。
JB, come on. Come on, JB. No matter how you look at it, their attack plan is just absurd. They're unbelievably sloppy, and they don't learn from their mistakes, almost as if they're handicapping themselves. It's completely unnatural in every respect.
あのね、ユージ。
And see here, JB. Also, you just told me not to involve myself with this operation going forward. Seems a little overblown to refer to me guarding Sakagi as an op, wouldn't you say? Jesus. We're hounding her, man. Come on, JB. Come on.
私からは何も言えないわ。ただ、本作戦に関わるなというのは正当な命令よ。
Oh, my buttering up didn't work. Motherfucker. So there really is something worthy of being called an operation going on here.
切るわよ。
Okay, bye. Thanks, JB. I love you.
こんなタイミングで言われても嬉しくないわよ。
What, ending a call with I love you? Come on. With this grumpy farewell, she abruptly hangs up on me. After gazing at the cell phone as it emits a droning dial tone for a moment, I snap the device shut and slide it back into my breast pocket. There's no doubt that someone's arranging these threatening movements in Sakaki's vicinity. I'm fairly confident that it's not a simple matter of some group of criminals looking to carry her off for some financial objective. This is clearly something much more complicated. Yep. But at the current stage, all I've got to work on are the scraps of information JB gave me. Worse, I was just pulled off the job itself. Orders from the main office are absolute. I'm no longer Sakagi's bodyguard. That's a fact, and there isn't a thing I can do about it. Can I suggest she not go out as often anymore? Can I still have some contact with her? However, the girl's clearly in some form of danger. I'm not willing to overlook that, no matter what my employer expects me. Sakagi's not a stranger to me anymore. I've been looking at her booty for the last week. Not to say that I've developed feelings of some sort that would entertain our voyeuristic dorm mates. She's a classmate and someone I've spent a lot of time with recently. That's all. Oh, rip Yumiko's feelings, man. But at the very least, I don't just intend to abandon the girl when she needs my help. Anyway, an operation, huh? JB's clearly under a professional obligation not to divulge the details. By making that so clear, however, she gave me crucial grounds for speculation. Most likely, the decision to remove me was made over JB's opposition, but she couldn't provide any information about that either. In other words, people she can't discuss with me are involved in the planning. The strange behavior of the assailants, my sudden dismissal, and this mysterious operation. Every major clue I have suggests this is gonna become a huge pain in the ass. Oh my god. For the time being, I guess I'll report into Sakaki. Sakaki, got bad news. Yeah, I figured that would be her expression. When I give Sakaki the rough outline of the situation, her face fills with a surprisingly clear expression of dismay. It was just decided today. They gave me an official notice on it by phone, so I'm already off the job.
そうなの。
Oh, don't do this to me. Sorry about following you around all this time. It was my job, so I didn't have a choice. And I know every time I say it was just a job, you get real sad. Think you can forgive me?
別に許すだなんて。
She liked it in the end. Sakaki's tone of voice suggests she couldn't care less about that particular detail at the moment. I'm sure you're aware, Sakaki, but just because I've been pulled from this assignment doesn't mean the threat is past. From now on, you need to keep a watchful eye on your surroundings whenever you go out. Constantly monitor everything that's going on within a 30-meter radius for signs of danger. Also, I've been removed from my position as her bodyguard, but they didn't restrict me from lecturing her how to prepare for future threats. Not that they would approve if I'd asked for permission, of course. That's part of the reason I didn't press JB too hard for specific details. So that's the basic outline. But, Sakaki, hey. Sakaki, what? Damn, lost in her own fucking world over here. That's no good. You really need to listen to me this time, alright? After all, next time something happens, you're going to be the one protecting yourself.
そうよね。
I patiently repeat my self-defense lecture from the top. Not sure if the girl's actually listening this time, but she's certainly got a serious expression on her face. Seems to be thinking something over very intently. And that's all I gotta say. I've finished my explanation. Deciding to wrap this up for the moment, I look straight into Sakaki's eyes and continue. From now on, we'll just go back to being classmates. Sakaki doesn't offer a clear reaction, far from typical. Deciding not to stretch this out, I turn my back on her and begin to walk toward my dorm. My room in the dorm. At a bare minimum, I've told her what to watch out for. She'll probably be on guard for a while, and I'm planning to keep an eye on her from a greater distance than before, providing coincidental help when necessary. In some respects, this should actually make it easier for me to take action compared to when I was specifically acting as a close protection bodyguard. See, no matter what, he's gonna help her out. A little bit, at least, if in that case. I don't know if JB read this far ahead when she dropped those hints over the phone, but for the moment, I think I've reached a respectable compromise solution that doesn't violate the letter of my orders. But my satisfaction proved short-lived.
待って。
Oh my. Boo. Just as I'm taking my second step, she calls out to me from behind. When I turn back, Sakaki's still facing me. She stands with her legs spread wide, her head hanging slightly, not far enough to hide the intense anguish expression on her face. Both of her hands are clenched tightly into trembling fists. 10 odd seconds of silence pass before she finally opens her mouth to continue.
風見くん、あなた、私を守ってくれてたのは仕事だから。
Now let's
そう言ってたわよね。
just dig ourselves further into this grave, huh? Yeah, that I did.
そう、わかったわ。それじゃ。
She swallows softly, then looks me in the eye.
私、あなたを雇うわ。
What?
護衛として。
Is that can I do that? And just like that, Yumiko's fired right back with a complete surprise of her own. Say what now?
聞こえなかったのかしら。ならばもう一度言うわ。
I'm sure she doesn't override my orders, though. That wouldn't make any sense. Taking a page out of a certain shaggy-headed blonde's book, Sakaki repeats herself, clearly accentuating every syllable.
あなたを私、榊由美子の護衛として雇います。
How much money are we getting here? This is about the last thing I was expecting. Didn't Sakaki hate me for following her around all the time? Well, now there's a lot of things you don't notice going on. To be sure, she softened up noticeably over the last week or so, when I was lightly wounded in the course of her duty as not her duty, but in the course of my duty as her bodyguard. She showed some honest concerns on my behalf. That said, the girl always had fundamental problems with the nature of my protection. I'd approached this on the assumption she disapproved of being guarded in the first place. Are you serious?
私が冗談を言えるような人間ではないことぐらいあなたも分かっているでしょう。
That's true. Yeah, you've never cracked a joke in your life. Under the circumstances, I couldn't help wondering. But anyway, I'm pretty damn expensive. Are you sure about this?
普段無駄遣いをしていないから貯金はあるの。そうでなくてもどこかの誰かがそういうものには不自由しないようにしてくれているわ。
Perhaps because it's not money she earned herself, Sakaki's tone of voice takes a hint of self-ridicule. At any rate, it seems perfectly clear that this is no joke. She really means it. Alright then, I'll accept that request!
そう。ありがとう。
Oh, look at the blush and face. Oh,
では早速、これから以前のようによろしく頼むわね。
But again, wouldn't that... I'm go... Whoa! Wouldn't that mean I'm going against the company? Oh, I don't know, man. Compared to a minute before, Skagi's expression seems to have regained a bit of vigor. You alright with me approaching this the same way as before?
ええ。それがどうかしたのかしら。
I don't know. I mean... Well, I'd be fundamentally trying to be aware of your movements at all times, even when you're doing things generally regarded as shameful or embarrassing. Just wondering if that's really alright with you.
そういうところは配慮しなさい。
I'm just saying. Seems like she's finally gotten a bit of her spirit back.
とにかくこれまでと同じで同じように振る舞ってちょうだい。それだけよ。
Alright. Immediately after throwing these words in my direction, Skagi turns away and begins stomping loudly up the stairs. I was gonna say I thought we already were up the stairs, but then again there's the roof, so probably headed to the roof again, I'd guess. Judging from the flow of that conversation, I think it'd be best to give herself a little bit of alone time. For the time being, I suppose we'll resume this afternoon. Half of a smirking female face pokes her out around the corner in a clearly deliberate way. Oh my god, don't give me that. Hamine.
いやー、さっきから一部始終を聞いててほんとどうなっちゃうんだろうって思ったけど、なんかいい方に転がってよかったわね。
You know, I can't really tell what direction this is all heading into. Were you eavesdropping the whole time?
失礼ね、偶然よ。通りかかって耳に入ってきたから仕方なく聞いてただけだってばねえ、さっちゃん。
Yeah, I knew they were all there. Don't at me.
はい、偶然です。それ以外に言いようがありません。
It just happens to be a coincidence. Where's Machina? Show her. I already know. Even Sachi. Maybe it was a coincidence that they were passing by, but I think listening to the entire conversation may have had something to do with their personal curiosity. With the with the way they kept striking up bizarre conversations about Sakaki the other day. I've got the distinct feeling these people are up to something, especially Amine, because she's the mastermind.
しかし、榊さんも意外と思い切ったことやっちゃう子なのね。お姉さんびっくりしちゃった。
Oh, you really shouldn't keep playing up your age like that, even as a gag. You're gonna get wrinkles at some point.
うっさいわ。って私のことはともかくとして、なんかいいわね。個人的なボディーガードとかさ、ねえ。
Jesus Christ, the way she's...
エロい空気がプンプン漂ってるのよさ。
I knew she was there. That's stupid.
エロい、ユージエロい。細かいことはよくわかんないけど。
What was that? What was that nickname? Slippery Slobble Yuji? No, what? What? No, fuck. Well, what was that one nickname? I know it probably has nothing to do with this, but I probably would have said it in any case. Every last one of you was listening in. I felt some doubts in this regard before, but could it be that these people have too much time on their hands? Well, it's summer. I've shared dorms with female colleagues before, but they use their off days studying intensely or throwing themselves into personal training just like everyone else. By comparison, I can't help thinking these girls suffer from a chronic lack of productive uses of their time. You people can think whatever you want, but the fact is Sakaki's got some very complicated personal circumstances that warrant protection. It's not something you should be all laughing.
はいはい、わかってますよーだ。でもその全知全能のユージ様でもわかんない事情だってあるんですからね。
You know, you'd be surprised because I know a lot about personal circumstances around this house. Not just regarding Yumiko and or her romantic involvement with me. Say what? You're saying the intelligence I've gathered on Takaki is incomplete? That's highly interesting. The moment I speak those words. Oh my god. 4 sets of eyes simultaneously narrow to reproachful slits, overflowing with pure scorn. They're the eyes of people who've just lost all respect for someone. Okay, what's with that look?
ユージには一生つかめない情報かもね。ひょっとしたら。
I know everything about except romantic shit.
風見さんにはこの部分においてはですが、本当に失望しています。いや、絶望と言っても過言ではありません。
I don't like being glared at by 4 ladies.
まあ、お兄ちゃんは穴があって突っ込んでればそれで満足ってタイプだから仕方ねえんだけどな。チルチルもそう思うだろ。
Hold on. I maybe do that.
そうよ、この人参。あんたなんか突っ込んでればそれでいいのよ。
No, you only want me in a certain hole. Not any hole. Carrot.
いや、ほら、そういうのって人参とか突っ込むんじゃないの？
Oh god, mature, why? Why?
みちる様、どうかお気を確かに。
She is at her senses.
こりゃとんでもないところから爆弾がいらっしゃったのよさ。ちょっと待ってよ。今はユージの話してたんでしょ。なんで人参の話出した途端に私いじりになってんのよ。
Oh, Machiro. One day. One day.
みちる様、みちる様。
This shit's happening right now.
バナナも人参もありだ。チルチルもなかなかチャレンジャーなのよさ。
Look, she's, you know, it's kind of dumb, but she's a bit curious.
ムッキーうるせえな、もう。ってあれ、ユージどっか行っちゃった。
Oh, I fucking just left. I did what Takaki did to me. Dipped out, man. Having successfully passed through the storm of frenzied, meaningless excitement, I make my way back to the lobby alone. Sinking deeply into the sofa, I think back over my conversation with Sakaki. Sure didn't see that one coming. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around it. I mean, for the first couple days, the girl was so furious about being guarded that she dusted off her treasured sword, the legendary box cutter of wrath. Maybe she just realized that she's in real danger here. When threatened by a mysterious menace, it's only natural to grow uncertain and fearful. At present, I suppose I'm the only means she has to relieve that anxiety, even a little. From that perspective, I guess it's reasonable enough. Skagi's basically a rational person, so I can understand how she'd swallow her pride and make this choice after carefully weighing the alternatives. Whatever the case may be, I now have her approval. That should make it easier to continue protecting her as I'd planned from the start. No need to look a gift horse in the mouth. I still think we're gonna get in trouble for this. Since she's hired me, I'll have to earn my salary. Pushing myself up off the sofa, I glance down at my watch. There's still plenty of time before Sakaki will be heading out to draw her pictures. Guess I'll go run for a while. The threats are getting steadily stronger, and I'm not getting backup. That just means I'll have to intensify my training to match. After a light warm-up, I slap my hands together in the entrance and then push my way out the front door at a jog. And today, as usual, our mysterious friends make their appearance. Motherfucker. However, something's clearly different this time. Oh, God. From the moment they spot me, the men seem oddly flustered because they were probably told, she's gotta be alone, so you guys can't fuck this up. Alright, boss. And then they get here. Oh, fuck. Many of them appear to have gotten cold feet. One or two take out cell phones and try to contact someone.
例のやつまだいるじゃないか。
聞いてないぞ。護衛は外したと言っていただろう。
Wonder where they heard a thing like that. I've got a feeling this might have something to do with JB's evasiveness earlier. Whatever the case, the men take much longer than usual to approach me.
構わねえ。とにかくやれ。やっちまえばいいんだ。
You can't take me out. I'm Mark II! Oh god, are they all charging at me? And I win the video games. Oh, ooh. Oh, oof.
さあ、話が違うじゃねえか。
We signed up for a simple grab and snatch!
おい、引くぞ。まともにやって叶うわけがねえ。
When they finally managed to spur themselves into action, their strategy was as confused as always. Even more so, really. None of them seemed eager to take the lead. They're so sloppy that you'd think they were trying to fail. We did it, Yumiko's getting used to this, man. Sakaki calls out timidly from behind me, slowly opening her eyes. Yeah, but something's definitely off this time. Sakaki looks up at me with an expression of pure bewilderment. These constant attacks must be causing the girl more than enough worry. Adding their unclear suspicious motives to the equation would probably only upset her further.
それは私があなたを雇ったことと何か関係はあるのかしら
I'm gonna guess yes. Hard to say. Sound like that might be the case, but there's no way to know if they were trying to mislead us. After brushing off a little dust, I indicate let's go with a slight movement of my head. As we slowly climb up the slope leading away from the riverbank, I think long and hard about our enemies. Quote, quote. I just can't figure out their objective. It's obviously connected to Sakaki, but their attacks are far too sloppy for this to be a real kidnapping job. Otherwise, they probably would have actually done something to me. And that phrase they used there again today, this isn't what we signed up for. He clearly knew I was taking off the job, which suggests a connection to Ichigaya, my original client in this matter. Just what is this? Still unsatisfied, I clamber my way up to the road. Across from the setting sun, the world's already grown dark and murky. Something in the air suggests an approaching storm. Don't say that. Might have to take countermeasures before the rain starts to fall in earnest. Oh, I don't want this. Oh, yeah, up here. What is the meaning of this? I am a rich old man. I'm pissed. What the fuck? I am also pissed. I am JB.
何か申し開きすることはあるかね
No.
私どもに後ろ暗い話など一切ございませんが。
とぼけるのもいい加減にしたまえ。あなた方に排除するよう申し付けた例の風見何がしとかいうチンピラ。相変わらず由美子の周りでうろちょろしているそうではないか。
Just like her is all.
しかも私の立てた計画においてもことごとく邪魔ばかりしている。 これでもなお何もしていないというなどずうずうしいにも程があるだろう。
This guy needs to take a few chill pills. Alright, calm down, buddy.
私は正式に風見雄二に対して護衛の任を解くよう伝えました。当組織の規律及び当人の性格から命令違反は考えられません。
ではこの状況を一体どう説明するというのだ。
But if that's the case, being hired by Yumiko herself would also mean that I would be disobeying orders from my employer. This isn't making any sense to me.
推測ではありますが、風見雄二が由美子さんの護衛を解く際、本人にその旨を伝達したのではないかと思われます。その上で不安に思った由美子さんから個人的なものとして風見雄二に護衛をする旨の依頼があったのではないだろうかと。
Oh, so you're gonna be like, cut off her funds!
仮にそのようなことがあったとしても断るのが当然だろう。
Raffle.
それは社長のおっしゃる当然です。私はその当然を先日お伺いした際に尋ねられなかったので、そのようにしなかっただけです。
そのようなお子様の論理が通るとでも思っているのか。
No, we're just telling them how it is.
子供でも大人でも約束や命令は絶対だと私どもは考えます。
Alright, settle down.
もういい。帰りたまえ。
Hooray!
はい、失礼します。
Uh-oh.
娘の件だが、市ヶ谷の連中が妙な動きをするようになった。
いかがいたしましょうか。
Who the fuck's this guy?
腕の立つ人間を揃えてくれ。多少荒っぽいことをしても構わん。
わかりました。妨害する者への排除について生死は問わないと捉えてよろしいでしょうか。
Oh no, don't say that. Not lethal force.
ああ、
Oh.
仮にそうなったとしても問題はない。存分にやれ。
Oh, this is over, man.
了解いたしました。少々お時間をいただくかとは思います。
Who is this guy?
急いでくれ。準備が整うまでは襲撃も一旦休止しろ。
はい。ではそのように。
おとなしく従っていればいいものを。ユミコめ。
Yumiko's rebellious. What do you want from her? You gotta leave her alone. So I look up at the sky real quick and try to contemplate my life and how anyone may or may not be killed during this fucking route. It's been several days since I came into Skagi's employ. Still don't understand. Strangely enough, they've been largely peaceful. That confused encounter immediately after she hired me was the last time those people tried anything. That doesn't mean they've given up, of course. Most likely, they've withdrawn for the moment to prepare for more decisive moves. I can afford to be a little less vigilant, but I'm careful not to let my guard down entirely. Come to think of it, why are you always wearing the school uniform? Why are we always wearing the school uniform? You were on vacation, so naturally you'd wear clothes every once in a while. Casual clothes. Of course you're wearing clothes that make you an exhibitionist. I was just wondering if there was some real reason you don't.
それは緑に私服姿で辺りをうろうろするものではないわ。そういうのは素行の良くない子がすることでしょ。
Alright. But, we've seen you in casual clothes, so... And I guess everyone else in our school is a juvenile delinquent in the making, huh?
他の子たちは知らないわ。私は前の学園でそう教えられたからそうしているだけ。人にそれを押し付けるようなつもりもないわ。
I see. Skaki's grown calm enough to humor me with pointless small talk of this sort. She seems much less tense after several days without violent interruption, probably because there's no need for constant wariness. The movement of her pencil appears to have grown smoother as well. All of a sudden, her hand stops moving. Oh. With a brief exhalation of breath, she glances over at me out of the corner of her eye. You can tell, look at that. She's always got that scowl. What's wrong? You notice something? Turning her face away at my words, Kagi curls her body forward over her sketchbook. Whoa! Whoa! Her voice is almost small enough to be lost in the wind, but I hear it clearly enough. What was that?
あなたがこうして護衛してくれるから安心して絵に集中することができるわ。
Sakaki?
いや、というよりもあなたがいるからというわけでもないのだけれど。
This is suspicious.
また何か。
Well, I mean, a thank you like this? From Sakaki of all people? Don't tell me. Is that why nothing's been happening the last few days?
Huh?
I see, it all fits! Sakaki's already been kidnapped, and the person sitting in front of me is an imposter! A classic trick, but you gave yourself away! This is the face of someone who's done with bullshit. What have you done with Sakaki? If you're not planning to talk, I'm prepared to...
私はここにいるわよ。ボケるのもいい加減にしてちょうだい。
Sakaki! Is that you after all?
今の一言で気づくとか本当にバカにしてるのね。
And you have a true talent of having an angry face. What do you mean by that? I'm only considering every possible scenario, so I can respond to minor abnormalities before.
もういいわよ。お仕事お疲れ様ね。
What are you so angry about? She seemed to be in a unusually good mood just a minute ago, but now she's in full sulk mode. For all the severe lectures I've received from JB and others regarding the treatment of women, it seems I still have a great deal of room for improvement when it comes to interactions with females in my own age group. Sighing ruefully, I close my eyes for a moment. Honestly, if only the sky would give me a little advance warning, I wouldn't get struck by lightning at such random moments. Uh-oh. A plop of water against my forehead brings me back to reality. I raise my head and look up at the sky. Oh shit, man. Seriously? At some point, it's filled up with angry gray rain clouds. I'd noticed it was looking a little overcast, but I hadn't expected such a sudden and dramatic turn for the worst. For a moment, I consider attributing the abrupt storm to Skagi's out-of-character remarks, disturbing the balance of the universe. But I have a feeling she wouldn't appreciate that gag. She didn't appreciate the last one.
大変。急いで帰らないと。
Skagi immediately begins to push her art supplies back into her tote bag, but the rain, indifferent to our concerns, rapidly intensifies. Ah, fuck.
このままだと帰る頃には濡れネズミになりそうね。
I'm already soaked to the bone just from this little wetness. With a slightly archaic expression that reveals her for the avid reader she is, Skaki accurately forecasts an unfortunate future. Guess there's nothing to it for it then. Let's wait this out over here. I point out at the bridge that stands comparatively nearby. It was just part of the scenery up until now, but at the moment it's our best option for shelter from the rain.
鉄橋？
Yeah, come on. I think it'd be best to run. Leading Skagi along the river, I hurry to the bridge as the rain grows steadily stronger. She follows behind, her bag protectively clutched to her chest. Oh. Okay. Not used to running, huh? Having sprinted all out for 200 meters or so, Skaki's completely out of breath by the time we reach our shelter. You alright? Get your breathing back to normal, then take a seat and rest for a while. Oh, it's the sound of it's the rain sound of rain hitting the roof of shits. It's the best sound. The area under the bridge quickly falls into shadow. Even the faint light trickling through the cracks in the storm clouds can't reach us through this heavy iron above. Fortunately, since we're more or less in the country, there isn't much junk littering the area compared to what you might find in the city. Sometimes an empty bottle or can rolls by on the river, but that's about it. Skokie and I brush off a light layer of dirt just from the bare concrete foundation of the bridge, then settle ourselves down to wait out the storm. As the girl at my side tries her best to wipe the water from her hair with a handkerchief, I examine the state of affairs outside. Ooh, we'll probably be here a while. The streaks of rain have only grown larger and more frequent. There's no sign of it stopping anytime soon. The sky, slightly gray and cloudy only minutes ago, is already a sea of uninterrupted black. In a country town like this, they don't even light the streets properly. The area has already grown dark as if to exuberate our unease. Ooh, finally, there's the familiar roar, a sound that always seems to accompany summer downpours. Thunder can be a frightening thing. I had colleagues with experience on mountain rescue operations who'd cower nervously every time a storm rolled by. Judging from the sound, it's relatively close. Probably best not to move around too much at the moment. Guess we'll have some time to kill here, Skokie. Turning to my side, I try to make eye contact. Uh-oh. She doesn't meet my gaze. Her throat moves. I can hear a faint gulp. Come to think of it, if this girl had an unexpectedly fearful side, should probably reassure her that it can't strike us here. But just as I'm opening my mouth to speak... Oh my god. Everything's gonna be fine. Oh, look at this. Everything's gonna be fine. Skokie Yumiko doesn't let other people touch her, and it's completely unthinkable that she'd touch them herself, but she did both. When rain falls on her head, she brushes it off. When wind blows in her face, she forces her way stubbornly through it. That's the person I thought she was. And that's why this doesn't quite feel real to me, especially after those strangely sweet words of thanks from before. It feels like I've stepped into some oddly realistic dream. I see. Seems you really are quite the scaredy cat, Skokie. Understood quickly enough. It'd be easiest to pretend that was the reason. But the fact of the matter is, it's hard to blame this on her natural, fearful side. Something else seems to have taken hold of the young woman trembling in my arms. Something powerful and difficult I didn't understand. Skokie, it's still fairly warm out, but her clothes are wet with rain. Only natural that her temperature would fall. I try to convince myself that's the only reason Skokie's trembling, but it doesn't quite work. It's about to all come out, isn't it? She finally speaks, wringing the words out of her throat. Her voice is frail and utterly weak in a way I never would have thought possible from the Skokie Yumiko I know. With that, the last of my strained explanations crumble. This is something new entirely, a side of her I've never seen before. Skokie's cowering in terror, even menaced by thugs on a daily basis. Even when she couldn't completely hide her fear, she went about her business as usual. But that stubborn, prideful, resolute person seems to have melted away. All that's left is a frightened, trembling girl, clinging to me like a life preserver. That's so sad. A diesel locomotive passes overhead with a loud, sustained roar. The water that had gathered on the top of the roof rains down to either side. The very air around us seems to shake. But Skokie doesn't react. She lies on top of my body, completely motionless except for her trembling, and waits for the thunder to pass. Sadness. It's gonna be fine. Everything's okay. Not a problem. I can't bring myself to ask her anything. There was obviously something behind Takaki's behavior, but it was such a strong reaction that it feels wrong to ask out of mere curiosity. The rain slaps heavily on the bridge above. The wind whistles loudly on outside, sometimes driving water into us from the side. But now that the thunder has passed, Takaki seems to be gradually regaining her calm.
雷はどうしてもダメなの。
Cuddling close, Takagi stares up into my
あ
eyes.
なたはどうしてそう強いの。
Oh, I've been through so much shit. And I know someone's gonna be like, oh, you don't know the half of it. And I'm gonna be like, ugh. I might look just strong to you, but I've never thought myself that way.
強いわよ。こうやって一人で生きていけているじゃない。私みたいに外に壁ばかり作っておきながら内側がボロボロな人間と違って。
I think you're overestimating Yuji at this point. He is fair. I mean, he's strong, but he is kind of a weak person, you know? That's what's complicated about him. He's been through so much shit that, yeah, he's awesome and badass and shit, but deep down, he's actually a fairly weak person, you know? On my own,
あ
huh?
なたにこういうことを頼むのは申し訳ないけれど。
What is it? Go ahead.
聞いて欲しいことがあるの。いいかしら。
I told you before, didn't I? If you want to talk, I'm willing to listen. Tsukaki nods, and in that same small, soft tone, she begins to tell me about herself. Oh shit. The rain shows no signs of letting up. Her quiet voice flows past me and dissolves into the deepening darkness. The weakness of those words seem to echo the fragility of the girl in my arms. Oh shit, we about to get into this? Oh god, we're about to get into this! I don't want to get into this. Ah! No, don't give me another flashback like an Amine story. Oh, Jesus. No, we're not going to see anyone ever again. It'll be another 90 parts before we get back to reality. Help me. Here, now the shit's about to go down, and I'm going to be sad. And probably start crying. I always cry, man.